Hello folks, welcome to another edition of From the Hip, as I just speak from the hip about what's going on my Wednesday evening. Where to begin? Well, let's begin with how I'm feeling right this second. Feeling very happy. I've got a good life. I have good friends, both outside of the XJW community and within it, so that's really, really good. To have good friends is a real blessing. Last week I spoke about being part of something bigger, and I thought I'd expand on that a bit more this time as well. And also I thought I'd talk about how do we gauge our friendships when they're online as well, because that's something important to think about. So we are part of something bigger. Life ranges from viruses, bacteria, single-celled organisms, extremophiles that live in temperatures and environments that would kill us, and yet they're some of the most ancient kinds of life that there are, going up all the way through all of the different types of life we have, and then at the peak, at the top of the pyramid, we've got Homo sapiens, and here we are, top of the pile. So if you're a human being listening to this right now, then jolly good show. You did well. If you're going to be a kind of life, being a human being was pretty much the way to go, I'd say. Maybe a cute kitten that was going to get looked after for all its life. That would be pretty cool life. But hey, I'd much rather be a human being. So we've lucked out, folks. We're top of the tree. We are top of the pile. Why do I say that? I mean, there are other animals that are superbly adapted to their environments. As I've said, there are extremophiles that can live in environments that would kill us. There are animals that can live in environments that would kill us. But the reason I'm saying we're top of the pile is because every other form of life has evolved to suit its environment. Whereas we've turned around and said, nah, I think what we're going to do is change the environment to suit us. And that's exactly what human beings have been doing for many, many thousands of years. Changing the environment to suit us. Very clever, and it's allowed us to become a very numerous species. I'm not knocking it. I think it's great that ordinary people can live lives of dignity and comfort. Lives that even kings of old wouldn't have lived, and that is because we have become masters of our environment. But there is a cost to that. There is a price, and we've already paid it. You know, we're hearing a lot of talk about, oh, global warming is a myth, and no, this is just completely natural. Well, yes, the climate does fluctuate. There was a time when it was a lot hotter than now. There were times when there was more oxygen. There were times when lots of different things occurred. There were times when the whole world was covered in ice. But we must acknowledge that if you are putting a greenhouse gas into the atmosphere in the manner and the way that we have done, it's going to have an effect on the climate, and it's a serious issue. I don't have children myself, but many of us do, and it's something we need to think about. We need to think about the world we're leaving behind. Now that's whether we're Christians or not. I mean, it doesn't really matter. People will still be on this planet whatever we believe. So be mindful of how we live. Think about how we can reuse, how we can recycle, how we can leave a planet that we would like to live on for everybody else that comes after us, whether it's our children or just other human beings after us. It's an important issue, and it's something we can all have a little bit to do about it. We can all try and maximise the efficiency of the way we use our energy. There's many things you can do. You can look up lots of things to do. But it's a serious issue. And I think it's a shame because we come out of a cult and immediately everything is a conspiracy. Absolutely everything is a conspiracy. And it's about 5 or 6 old farts somewhere, whatever they're doing, whatever label they've got. Now, am I saying that's impossible? No, I'm not. Am I saying that all these conspiracy theorists are completely wrong? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that it's quite easy to go from 7 old farts in New York running everything to 7 old farts running everything. And maybe that's the case. I mean, I don't know. But just be careful not to fall into lazy thinking that, because 7 old farts ran our lives and we never knew about it, that means that everyone else is being run by 7 old farts somewhere. Maybe they are. But ask yourself this. Am I comfortable? Are my family and friends comfortable? Are we free to go where we'd like to go? Associate with whom we'd like to? All of these basic freedoms? Yes, we have. To be honest with you, I don't care if 7 old farts do run it, as long as my friends and family are okay. It doesn't really bother me. If you guys want to believe in all this kind of stuff, then that's fine. If you've seen evidence that convinces you that something is going on, then I'm not going to try and disabuse you of that opinion. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are. But as I've said, if it's not affecting my friends and family, then I'm afraid that it's going to be very low down on my list of things that I want to look into. But that's just me. As I say, I'm not telling people what to do or what to believe, ever. Because we don't need that anymore. We tried that, didn't we? It didn't work out. It didn't work out. So freedom of mind is very important. Freedom of conscience is also important. And the ability to evaluate evidence, to evaluate data, is really important. Try and get to the point where you can evaluate data effectively, because you're going to need to at some point in your life. There is going to be a set of stuff that you have to analyse, and if you can learn to do that and see patterns, see trends, whatever it is, that's a really useful skill to have. Because a lot of science is just that. It is seeing patterns in data. That's what a lot of science is. It's not all crazy guys with big hair and test tubes and explosions. A lot of it is just running a program and then seeing if there's a pattern in there. Which is one of the reasons that I, as a tutor, always look at patterns when I'm teaching children mathematics. Patterns are so cool. And children really like them, and they're nice to teach. So if you've got kids, try looking at some patterns. They're really cool. They're really fun to teach. Yeah, we're part of a bigger picture, and we need to see that we've come out of a high control cult, and that perhaps people are just getting on with things, and maybe the world isn't run by people. Maybe it just ticks along, and we all rub shoulders, and it all just bubbles along, and no one's really in charge of it at all. That's much more likely, I would say. But again, just my opinion. Life is good, everybody. Life is really a beautiful experience. And as I say, we are top of the heap. Look what we can do as people. it is astonishing what we've done. I mean, just take a look out of your window right now and look at how human beings have affected your environment where you live. Or you're going to be living in some kind of building. Well, that's an artificial structure for a start. So we've built artificial caves for ourselves. And jolly good job we did. I don't want to live in a real cave, particularly. Doesn't sound too appealing. But everything you look at, you think of all the things you look at through your window, and the ingenuity that has gone into developing what you're looking at, like your electricity pylons. You can flick a switch and things will happen, and your dinner is cooked, your entertainment is served to you, your room is illuminated. It's amazing what human beings have done. It's important to see that, because whenever you watch the news, and let's face it, it's on 24/7 these days, it's going to tell you all about the terrible things that are going on. That's what it's going to do. It's going to tell you about all the awful things. But what I do to try and balance it out is think, well, yeah, but there's a million really good things that have happened today. Billions of connections have been made that have been positive and good. And the world has moved on. Just that infinitesimal part for the better. And yet that won't get reported on the news. I've completely forgotten what I was going to talk about after that. So maybe it's time to start wrapping this up. I can pretend no more that I remembered what I was saying at the beginning. So it's shout out time. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I've just joined Facebook under Excelsior. So if you want to befriend me on said service, then that would be very nice indeed. It'd be good to see you there. It's really nice, it's just good to have some of you guys now on Facebook as buddies and just have a bit of banter on there. It's really good. So yeah, check me out, Excelsior on Facebook. And now it's time for the shout outs, and it's going to be to my usual crew actually. I've got my crew. So first in my crew, the elder lady and elder statesman of the group, the one that brings its class and honour, is Denise Hedberg 66. I hope you enjoyed that silly video I did. I was watching it back and my fingers are in it a lot, but hey, it's art. It's deliberately there. It makes a really, really important sense within the plot for my fingers to be seen, I'm sure of it. So it was deliberate. Next up, I'd like to shout out to my good buddy Dude771. Again, just check out her channel. She's just an amazing woman and a lovely person. Summer, you're just such an asset to us all. Thank you for what you do. And last but not least, I'd like to give a shout out to Something Found, who is just such a nice person and such a great friend. So I really like her videos. They're very passionate, they're very real, and you come away from her videos thinking, this is a human being. This is a human being that's been very deeply affected by what's happened to them, and they're an intelligent person and they're making a really good point. So check out her channel and subscribe and watch those videos. They're not long, but they pack a punch and they're really good. So I think that's about it then, folks. So until next time, peace be with you. Excelsior.